Today we're going to be building this modern two-tone record cabinet. It's made of cherry and black walnut. The cabinet is box jointed together. There's some dados, the castle joints for the base. So it's going to be an interesting build. Follow along. To make things easy, I've already glued up the panels of material that we need. But basically what you're going to need is 4 panels of material A. Again, I'm using cherry. 2 panels of material B. I'm using walnut. And 2 1.5 by 1.5 5-foot long sticks of material B, also walnut in this particular instance. Also, to make things a little bit easy, we're going to try and do all of the joinery for this particular cabinet on the table saw, so you won't need a lot of tools. Let's start by cutting these panels down to the sizes listed on the screen now. Okay, so we've got all 4 of our panels cut to rough width, and this will create the body of the cabinet. Right now, I'm cutting box joints. If you're using a different kind of assembly, butt joints, dominoes, or something like that, you will need to pay attention to the sizing of the panels because it will shrink depending on how you're joining it. Okay, so I created a really simple box joint jig, and the main thing that I needed was something to hold the longer panel vertical against the board. So there's some T-track, and I'm going to just use a clamp in there. The other thing that's notable about this particular jig is these screws right inside the crosscut fence on my slider. So I don't need another piece of hardware. But you can also use a router to create box joints. Use whatever you have in your shop. That's the point. All right, so now that we have the basic carcass made, we need to again use the dado stack to cut in the groove that's going to receive the panel that's the divider for the cabinet. We want to make sure we wait until the right time to cut everything down so everything fits all nice and snug. Okay, so if we measured that correctly, everything should fit nice and snug and be nice and flush with the front and back of the cabinet. So now all we need to do for the carcass of the cabinet is to set the back panel. Before we tie all of this together, we're going to take it all apart, sand all the parts because it's easier to get into the groove separate than if we were to assemble this. We'll get it all the way up to 120 grit and then we'll continue from there. We have all the pieces for the body of the cabinet cut out with all the joinery cut, and what we need to do now is assemble it. Because this is box jointed together and it takes a little bit of work to finesse everything together, what we're going to use is epoxy resin as the adhesive here, and that just gives us a little more working time so that we're not fighting the glue drying as we're assembling everything. Okay, so because the base is pretty simple, all we need for it is 2 sticks of walnut, and these are milled to 1.5 inches square. First, I'm just going to cross cut off the end of it to square it up, and then I'll just use the stops to get it where I need it. Okay, we've switched back to a 1/2 inch dado stack. Because we're castle joining the legs, now we've already dialed in the center of the material, and there's a little guide here that we just rigged together from some scrap plywood. And what that's going to do is allow us to hold the stock upright and not have our hands anywhere near the blade. It's really important for this process that your half laps dial in really close. So I took the time to dial that in on the table saw to make sure that these are nice and tightly half lap. Okay, so the last step in making this actually castle is removing half of the material that's on the inside so that these two joints can overlap. So when you have something castle jointed together, to do the final assembly, you have two choices. You can either glue it together or put a single screw through the middle here, and that'll tie everything together. And I'm just going to use some glue and clamp it together because I don't need to take this apart or assemble it on site. So I'm just going to put some glue and have it hold together that way. So at this point, with the cabinet assembled, the base assembled, and we have the back panel as a separate piece, we're going to apply a coat of whatever your favorite finish is. I prefer an oil finish, so I'm going to apply a coat of that now. One thing to note before you apply your finish is to pay attention to what the sanding recommendations are for your particular finish. You don't want to sand higher than is recommended for this finish because some need the pores open so that the finish can absorb into the wood. Let's discuss how we're going to attach the cabinet to this base. And what we're going to use is something called a Z-clip fastener. The way in which these fasteners work is you cut a slot into the base, and that allows movement laterally. So as the wood expands and contracts through the seasons, it doesn't crack because this allows it to adjust slightly. We're just gonna flip this back right side up. And attach the back panel that we've been holding off on until now. And with that, the cabinet is complete. But let's switch to a glamour shot inside the client's home. Hopefully you guys build one for yourselves. Have fun.